Today we're going to give you an update on what's really going on with the ERC tax refund. Why is it taking so long? So let's get started. All right, my friends, so if you have other friends who are looking for updates, share this video so that everybody knows what in the hell is going on, because there's a lot of confusion, disinformation, misinformation floating around about what's going on. And in a few minutes, I'm going to actually read you a detailed response from some attorneys we work with who are absolutely in the know and have information that is not readily available about what's really going on with the ERC. So, that being the case, let's just quickly go through the history. So we had this ERC thing. It came about because of the pandemic, right? The pandemic shut down, millions of small business owners in 2020 and 2021, sometimes even longer than that. And so in 2020, they had the CARES Act come out, right? And the CARES Act was like, hey, we're going to help small business owners out, not only with the Paycheck Protection Program, but there were also, and I remember Trump mentioning something about payroll. And this is what it is. It's basically, you're getting a refund of your payroll taxes to a certain extent if you had employees that you were paying from 2020 to 2021. So they came out with this. There were a lot of conditions around it in 2020. And then when Biden took office in 2021, then they passed another pandemic relief bill, which we all know caused a lot of inflation. But hey, at least it was helping some small business owners out. And they opened the door to more small business owners qualifying for this ERC tax credit refund, which was not a bad thing, right? And so this is how the program's working, and it kind of was under the radar in 2022. There were still lots of businesses taking advantage. Then 2023 happens, and it's a freaking frenzy, right? It's sharks everywhere. It's bloodied waters. It's every advertisement online, on TV. You couldn't, look at anything without seeing an ERC processing company telling you might be entitled up to $26,000 per employee. So everybody is jumping on board. Some of it legitimate, some of it not legitimate, some of them very aggressive. Even people who didn't even have employees are applying for this. And so there was obviously a lot of fraud that got involved. There were a lot of people legitimately, though, that did qualify for this, that were negatively impacted. And so they were getting this processed in 2023, and maybe you're one of them, or maybe you're even an ERC company. You're wondering, well, what the hell is going on? And so what happened was in September of 2023, during all of this frenzy, the IRS says they are going to stop accepting new ERC claims. And again, we're going to have source links for you in the description here for you to check this out so you can see where we're getting this information. The IRS says, hey, we're not going to process any more ERC claims that come in after September 14th. Now, that's what they said. What most ERC companies are saying, and what most small business owners who are waiting for this refund are saying, is nothing has really gone out since early October of 2023. And so now we're starting to see two forms come in the mail to small business owners who apply for this refund. The first form is called CP271. So CP271 is a little letter you get from the IRS, and it says, hey, we've received your ERC claim. It's being processed, whatever that means, and no action is needed. You're in good standing, no problem. Hopefully they'll start processing those. I'm going to tell you in just a couple minutes when that's likely to start happening. And then there was Form 6612, and Form 6612 is the one that's scaring a lot of small business owners and ERC companies, and it's saying, hey, the claim has been received, but we need more information to substantiate that you really qualify for the ERC, and that's actually fine. That's not a problem. You can provide that information to them through your ERC processing company and likely still qualify and get everything taken care of as long as everything was done on the up and up, etc. And so the bottom line is, as long as you did everything on the up and up legitimately, sincerely, then you don't have anything to worry about. You might have to pay a few dollars back if there was an error, if the ERC company you were working with made an error, and that's certainly possible, and that can certainly happen, etc., etc. So that being the case, I want to go ahead now and read the special update I promised you. These are from attorneys in the know who have been working, in the depths with this ERC refund, and here's the information they provided. I can neither confirm or deny, any of this, all I can tell you is this is what they're telling a lot of small business owners and ERC companies, so I wanted to share it with you because it seems to make a lot of sense to me. Processing times. I know this is the biggest question in everybody's mind. We have some partial answers for this. First, there are still two buckets this falls into. One, claims filed before September 14th, 2023, and claims filed after. So as to the claims filed after, the IRS stated in a press release on January 25th, 2024, that it is taking the next 4 months to continue to set up fraud detection systems before processing those claims. And then we also know that Congress was pushing a bill to stop ERC processing refunds of new claims after January 31st, 2024. It seems likely that that may be instituted at some point. It hasn't officially passed, but it seems likely. Next, here's what they're saying. They're saying, first, the deadline for 2020 claims is officially April 15th, 2024, even though they don't want to accept any new ones after January 31st, but that hasn't officially passed. So right now, the official deadline is April 15th, 2024 for all ERC refund claims for 2020. And that deadline, and then there's a deadline for voluntary disclosure to pay back your ERC if you got it, illegitimately. They're saying, hey, you can send it back minus a 20% fee, and that is March 22nd, 2024, which is coming right up, right? So the bottom line is these attorneys we're working with believe the IRS was holding up processing on all claims so that it could see how many claims would fall out. And believe me, there's a lot of small business owners that may not have actually qualified that have pulled out, maybe even some. I think there's quite a few that did qualify, but they're afraid of the IRS, and who can blame them? And so the bottom line is, while this does not answer everything perfectly, people in the know are saying that they are under the impression that mailing new checks should resume anywhere from the next 2 to 5 weeks. ERC tax credit refund checks are likely to start coming out in April, and very, very likely, even more likely, in May and June and July. So the summer may be a really good summer for small business owners. So hopefully this gets processed, and hopefully that is a very needed update for many of you waiting for your ERC refunds to know what's going on.